Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. We are back with Metaphor Refantazio. In the last video, we escaped from the mines and attempted to assassinate Luis. The king's soul emerged out of the earth, and it floated the palace up in the air, and his face was engraved on the rock below it. He used magic to protect Luis, as Luis is one of the most popular figures in the kingdom, which resulted in the death of Grius. After this, Luis's forces descended upon the funeral, dispersing people and seizing control of the cathedral as one of his minions, who is a commander of the undead, attempts to seize the royal scepter. We gave chase, but were unsuccessful in catching up to him. But during the entire process, Hulkenberg, the former knight of the prince, joined us and awakened to archetype powers, so we now have her on our team as well. We informed Maria that Grius was unfortunately dead, and now we are about to go to sleep in the inn. So I will say I will rest. We are now going back to academia.
Really? What exactly do you have against sleep?
Apparently we've been invited to academia.
I saw it all unfold. An ally became a friend, and he awakened to your power. But his path was cut short. It is all too easy to forget the fragility of life, until the tragedy of its loss. Yet, I feel his efforts were not in vain. He never turned from his fears and worries, unflinching to the last. Just as the lives of old heroes are passed down through their tales, so too will his heart. You have inherited the story of an unsung revolutionary and all its power.
The mantle used by Grius has been inherited and returned to my soul.
Yet be warned, such power rarely awakens without trials. Even should you overcome them, your virtues will be tested, time and time again. You must carry on, honing your archetypes and heart with painful sincerity. That is the first step towards changing the world. I have faith in you.
Heroes Incense. Gain archetype experience items. You may come across items that grow your archetypes in various places, similar to the Heroes Incense you just got from Lore. You can use them from the item menu. They grant experience directly to an archetype without having to battle.
Forgive me. There's one more important thing. You can visit as long as you have the calm and time to open a book. But when threats lurk nearby, we may not always have the luxury of attention undivided. And danger is an inconvenience so often encountered, of course. As such. A smart-looking fellow, isn't he? There's a special magic igniter embedded in his collar, too. Much as I'd like to join you in person, I cannot. I can, however, send his consciousness in my place. If you see him in places of battle, do stop to pet him, won't you? You'll find him a most helpful companion. If you would survive the trials to come, think not only of the powers you know, but how they might be combined. Now, until we meet again.
Leave academia.
What?
We've got the necromancer dude with the long black hair. He's got like his chest exposed and like the black mesh top that covers the rest of his body. He's got like a scar, it looks like, on his chest, and then he's just wearing like black pants too. He's got one horn that we can see, so. Has the crystal underground been shattered? No, surely not this quickly. The soldiers couldn't possibly.
No matter.
No matter, the trivial of it all, more importantly. And he looks over, there's a huge towering door. A rather complex sealing spell, but I see it's working. Breaking it will only be a matter of time. So close to the hall of the royal scepter, the plan is nearest fruition, and the calamity draws ever closer.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Now we're to June 12th, Waters Day.
Sorry.
Hulkenberg, I apologize that we've commandeered your home.
Think nothing of it.
Fabian, think nothing of it. This is my fight, too. You're going after that man in the cathedral, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yes, surely before the day of calamity, Stroll says that he's warned about. I don't know what he's plotting, but I want nothing more than to foil it. We can't let a tragedy that would rob this country of its future come to pass, not only for the prince, but for the
I'd say...
One last matter. I am yet unused to this strange power. Once we take the field again, I would look to another for orders. Will, you seem best suited to the task. That is for the role you've been serving thus far, yes?
It'll be all right.
No objections here. He certainly has gotten me out of plenty of nasty situations.
All good.
I agree. You up for that, Will? I'll say all right.
Yeah.
All right, got it. May you lead us to victory.
True.
I suppose that would make you our captain. He's got like the exclamation points above his head for a moment. A fitting title for a company's tactical authority, no?
For real.
I guess, but it sounds so formal. I don't know if I can get used to calling him that, Gallica says. As for when we return to the cathedral, yours is the final say. But we'd be better served by prudence than haste. Right, let's make sure we're ready for this. Gallica, when it's time to go, you give us the word.
Got it.
Yeah, got it. Stay calm, everyone. You can do this. Let's start. Necromancer takedown. It's an operation, so we have 10 days. Luis's Necromancer subordinate must be stopped. I need to discover Luis's whereabouts as well. Who knows what could happen on the day of the prophesized calamity. We have 10 days. A mission with a deadline has begun. Meet up with your allies in the catacombs entrance and challenge the Grand Cathedral. Failure to complete your mission by the deadline will result in game over. You must defeat the Necromancer before the day of calamity. On a given day, you have time to do one thing in the day and another at night. Dungeons can only be visited during the day, and you'll need to rest that night. If you spend time in town during the day, the night is yours. On the local map, there are icons indicating where you can hone your royal virtues, people who have requests, and where your followers are. Raising your royal virtues and strengthening your bonds with your followers is key to obtaining new archetypes. Use your free time wisely and strive for the best version of yourself. If an action will consume time, the choice will be marked with a clock symbol. Keep this in mind so you can plan your activities accordingly.
Hey there!
Got a sec? I was thinking, isn't Grand Tread just huge? All this running around from end to end must be so tiring. So I was thinking, you've got His Highness's sword, right? Maybe you could do something cool with it. Rhea said the sword was forged with maglet. With a little magic, I think I can make it float. That's what the prince used to do, remember? So let's give it a try. Picture it levitating and then see if you can stand on it. While in safe areas like cities, press circle to hop on your blade and quickly ride through the area. You can increase your speed by holding R2.
We should go.
First thing we need to do is head to the Grand Cathedral. So I get on my sword and I'm literally surfing around on the sword. So characters that have that will help you improve your royal virtues will have symbols above their head. Like Tolerance has two hands holding a heart. The royal virtues are courage, wisdom, tolerance, eloquence, and imagination. The symbol is a crown, and each of the horns of the crown is pointing up towards the different virtues. The symbol for courage is like a hand holding a sword. Wisdom is a hand holding a magnifying glass. Tolerance are two hands holding up a heart. Eloquence is like a person talking with their hand out. And imagination is like a person with their like the head, like a head with like the brain kind of like highlighted in a different color. So I have craven courage, naive wisdom, inflexible tolerance, tongue-tied eloquence, and vapid imagination. So all level 1 out of 5.
Just can't stand it.
Stop that at once!
there's a gauntlet runner in town, so I'll describe what these look like. So basically, a gauntlet runner is a giant mechanism for traveling from one city to the next. It's almost like, it's like a small ship, but instead of having like a engine or something, it has like a thing that's the ship is on the bottom half, and then on the top half there's a large device, like a large second level. It's almost like a body, and it has big metallic feet that come down, and the ship will walk across the land instead of like flying or sailing or whatever. You know, we're using like wheels. It's using feet instead of wheels to walk across the land. So let's see here. Don't stare at. We don't even know who it belongs to. So
that's what is it?
let's talk to our merchant lady.
All right,
right
then.
here. You can instantly travel to locations you previously visited through the map screen.
All right then.
You.
Igniter merchantress. I remember you, Eldest. Seems I was right about you not being a local. I've heard the rumors. My sources suggest you and Marius are working together. How do you know that? I own a magic igniter shop, and I do have some say with the residents of Sunshade Row. But you don't need worry. I have no intention of turning you in. In exchange for my discretion, though, for lack of a better word, would you be willing to do a job?
What?
Yes.
What job? A dangerous one, shall we say. I imagine a colleague of Marius would likely have the skill and discretion required, however. Perhaps I'd better look elsewhere. I didn't realize how young you are on first glance. I'd prefer to work with someone who already understands how the world works to some degree. Too much risk otherwise. Don't want your death on my conscience. With the retort that demonstrates your royal virtues, you can gain the upper hand with new supporters. Consider the type of ruler that you'd like to be and respond when someone questions your capabilities. The lady owns the igniter shop, right? I bet you'd pay a visit. Alright. So, I need level 2 wisdom here. I don't have that. That's what I'd like to say. I'd like to say, describe the job, but I don't have the wisdom to assess the danger for myself. If my wisdom was informed level, I'd be able to judge. I'm not going to be held liable for putting a child in danger in this conversation.
Right?
Shame we can't even ask, but hey, I'm just telling her, but she's not really seeing you, is she? Not that she thinks you're a bad guy, but she's absolutely defining you by your tribe and age. But if we can get her to see you as an actual person, I feel like she'd tell us more. I bet we'd make an impression if we help others around town. And see if there's anything we can do for the people around here. I bet that'll help you get better at setting yourself apart, too. I'll gather information for you, so if you're unsure about anything, just ask. Don't forget, we still have to do something about Grand Cathedral, too.
All right then. All right then.
There's another person I can has a quest. So quests are demarcated by a diamond with a white diamond with an exclamation point. So our merchant lady. Alright, so we talked to this guy. He's a young Nydia man. The Nydia are another tribe. And Elda, sorry, but would you mind keeping this from? Got an excellent. Oh no, wait. Are you perhaps the Elda who's been frequenting the hushed honey bit inn of late? I'll say, do you have business there? So you'd not deny it. Oh, I'm jealous. You see, I work at a very high-end hotel as an apprentice cook, but so far all I've been entrusted with are chores. My dream is to become a 5-star chef, and to that end, I've been researching various cuisines of the city. The Hush Honeybee Inn has caught my nose, if you will. I made the mistake of telling my superiors I wanted to go, but they stopped me cold. If I learned to cook from a parapet, it would damage our kitchen's reputation, they said.
Now what am I to do?
They told me if I get caught setting foot in Sunshade Row, I'd be fired on the spot. I'm a Nydia, and he doesn't even trust me. It's the same tired prejudices. Nydia are liars and cheats, and so on. So if not too much trouble, could I ask you help with something? I'd like you to go help out with the cooking at the Hushed Honeybee Inn, and then report back to me what it was like. The only catch is my employer has some high-priority guests coming soon, so if possible, I'd like you to get back to me by June 19th.
Please, if there's anything you can do.
I'd like to learn about their ingredients, what the kitchen's like, and of course, the taste of the food. Naturally, I'll make it worth your while. How's that sound? I'll say, sure, I can do that.
Thank you much.
Thank you so much. You're truly kind, agreeing to help out a stranger you've only just met. I'll finally know what makes that kitchen tick. Quest start. So I have 8 days. It's a level 1 out of 10. I get wisdom from it, and a magla pills and 2,000 money. I need to help out the Hushed Honeybee Inn on Sunshader on Grand Trad for the main who wants to research cooking. Apparently the honeybee is always busy at night. The rewards for solving people's requests are not limited to just money or items. You could even unlock a new archetype. The harder the quest, the greater the reward you can expect. You may be requested to slay certain monsters outside the city, for example. You can review requests you've already taken in the quest section of the main menu. Enemy difficulty is also noted, so you don't have to tackle quests blindly. Some requests have time limits. If you fail to complete a request by the designated time, it will mark as expired. You no longer acquire rewards past the deadline, so keep an eye on your time. You can review deadlines in the quest section of the main menu. Just like that, you're agreeing to help the guy, but I suppose Fabienne helps us a lot. It wouldn't hurt to pay her back by having her in the kitchen too. From what I've read, the Hushed Honeybee Inn is really busy at night, so when the sun sets, let's ask Fabienne what we can do to help.
What on earth are you doing?
So, I'm going to... There's a bench here I can sit on that will help my wisdom. Why not take a breather? There's a nice view, and it's important to stop and smell the roses, you know? Besides, watching how the people in Grand Trad live might broaden your horizons. If I spend some time gazing at the scenery, my wisdom should broaden. That's going to take some time, so if you had other plans for today, let's come back another time. So what's the plan? Care for a short break? I'll say let's take a break.
Whoa.
So we're just like watching this, we're just literally people watching here with Gallica. The streets are packed, but at least it's not a huge crowd as the royal funeral had. There sure are a bunch of nobles on the main street and around the Grand Cathedral. I saw some Kumar, Rogue, and even some Ishkia. The Ishkia are a species of people with like angel wings. Maria is half Ishkia. That's why she has like the small little wings on her back. But if you head to the back streets, you'll see more Parapus. I guess it's what a class divide looks like. And then there's you, the only Elda in town. It's crazy how people will say the most vile things right to your face. I'll just say I don't let it get to me. It doesn't really bother me. That's very strong of you, but if anything does get under your skin, make sure you speak up. Let's not hide anything from each other, okay? Personally, I don't see much difference among the tribes, but I bet a lot of people would disagree with me there. Gazing out at the sights of the capital with Gallica makes you feel like I've broadened my wisdom.
Alright.
I get 2 wisdom points. I hear a voice. The present glow comes from the mysterious voice lady. The present glow comes from one of the splendid virtues already dwelling within thee. The glow serves thee best as the kindling to inflame thy followers' trust in thee. Gather the royal virtues and fulfill thy destiny. Improving royal virtues. Your character is measured by your 5 virtues, each of which can be increased in various ways. Honing the royal virtues, courage, wisdom, tolerance, eloquence, and imagination will help you solve your followers' problems and improve your relationships with them. You might improve your virtues by working, aiding people, or testing your courage. Try talking with Gallica for ideas. She knows a lot about the town and can give you more information. Gallica and I headed home while discussing the people and stores we passed along the way. Alright. 6:12, night. On days you don't visit the dungeon, you'll have enough energy left for activities at night. You can visit followers that are only available at night or hone your royal virtues. Gallica might have advice.
Please, if you can help. Incredulous.
So we're gonna talk to Fabienne here. We always get a flood of guests at night. Looks like it's going to be another hectic one. If you're free, could you lend me a hand with preparing the food? If you'd like to help out, feel free to use the kitchen as you please, and if you have ingredients, I can show you how to make red grass roasted bidot.
That reminds me.
So, I'm gonna say let's do it then.
You're a big help.
I appreciate the help. Now let's get you into the kitchen, shall we?
Next up is...
Finish preparing the fish. Now we have to put them into that pot. So he's cutting up stuff at like the kitchen counter in the back. The finishing touches, the addition of the fruit is a secret ingredient. I forgot to ask how to prep. What should we do? Put it on top. grate it in and simmer or hide it under the plate. So I'm gonna try this one. Grate it.
In that case,
Whoa.
Gallica says it's an interesting idea.
I knew it!
The customer wolfed down the whole plate. You're surprisingly good at this, Will. Looks like I did a good job helping out. I feel like my tolerance improved.
all right.
So I get 3 tolerance points. And I'll be able to finish that quest as well. I continued to help out as the night went on. Oh, right. Someone wanted to hear more about the honeybee. I should visit the young man on Salemno Street.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Get used to hearing that, y'all. It's gonna be a lot before now at the end of the game. The necromancer mentioned a day of calamity. Pretty ominous. What does it even mean? Luis's orders are not. 'Twas the necromancer who committed those acts of brutality we witnessed at the royal funeral. He undoubtedly prepares more of the same.
Right.
Well, we're going to put a stop to that corpse-robbing bastard before that happens. If the state army can't handle him, then it falls on us to do it. The day of calamity you were warned about is just 9 days away. We need to stop that necromancer before then.
What happened?
What now?
So, oh, I got a quest here from a Mustari. So the Mustari are the guys at the, like, basket, like the masks that cover their whole face. What do I cannot buy the medicine my sick daughter needs? Medicine is it expensive? Yes, it is, but to put it more accurately, it costs more than what a Mustari in the city is capable of earning. My daughter won't be long for this world if I can't get my hands on this medicine. My heart aches to see her so racked by cough. What if I buy it?
Yeah.
Our mission is still our top priority, but we shouldn't take up too much of our time to squeeze in a quick shopping trip and help them out.
You there?
But don't be ridiculous. We're sorry you're treated poorly, but the people here hate Elda even more. I've heard that the Elda are anathema to say, because medicine can be purchased at a church, but I doubt they do business with you. I'll say I have to try. Well, it's a respiratory medicine called Breath of Fresh Air. We sell it at St.
I hope
Firmin's
it's not
Church.
too much trouble.
Hesitant to get my hopes up, but should we somehow obtain it, please
If
bring it to me.
so, let's give it a
Got
shot.
4-day deadline, so this doesn't take, and I get tolerance for doing it. And this one doesn't take up any time. That's what makes it a pretty fast. And I get a trophy apparently if I skate on my sword. I'm gonna be doing that.
Give me a license.
Just can't stand it. What's it all got to do with us anyway?
Through Sunshade Row, back up to Salumio Street. We can talk to the.
What on earth are you
We
doing?
took the quest from yesterday. Have you perhaps helped out at the Hush Honeybee Inn? I recount him the full story of my time as a sous chef.
Grand, isn't
I
it?
see, so it's all in the preparation. I'm hearing you right. Sounds as though Miss Fabian is rather particular about the ingredients she uses. This red grass you mentioned, not just anyone can get their hands on that here, can they? I knew she was
Now
no
what am I
ordinary.
to do?
As I believe I mentioned, the place I work serves high-class clientele, and the head chef, not to mention the customers, put too much emphasis on tribe. Just being a Nydia, I get the cold shoulder from Clamar and Rogue nobles in particular, to be expected in society as it stands today.
What in the blazes?
The head chef doesn't want any people that to even see me holding a knife, probably why he sticks me with all the busy work and chores. I suppose I shouldn't be grateful I have a job at all, honestly, but still, there are lots of days when I question why I'm putting up with any of this. I wanted confirmation of a simple fact I think I've always known to be true, that the skill of a chef has nothing to do with one's tribe. Hearing about the Hush Honeybee has renewed my inspiration to keep cooking. I don't know where it'll take me, but I'm ready to throw myself into the proverbial frying pan. Oh, and of course, I need to thank you for properly what you've done here. Take this as a token of gratitude.
Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished. Told the requester about how I helped out at the Hush Honeybee. He seemed satisfied with the expressing his gratitude at the reward. I get 2,000
Now then.
money. I got 4 wisdom, and my wisdom now leveled up.
Wisdom.
Wisdom is one of the virtues a ruler must possess. If thou aspire to true sovereignty, fill thyself with the knowledge to discern truth.
Why, that's...
A conqueror needs that precious kindling with which a follower's passion may be inflamed. worse, we learned a lot about this country's attitude towards different tribes. Who knew prejudice could even extend to cooking? But it's heartening to know there are people working to make it better, so we've got to keep up our own fight too.
What on earth are you doing?
Go to the church.
All right, then.
Church along here that sells stuff that the regular item shop doesn't sell.
Closure.
Sanctor, close rate, I can see that you're an Elda. I'll not turn you away if you come here with a purpose, however. I do hope you will keep it
Excuse me.
brief. Thanks, I think. Anyway, we heard you sell a type of medicine called breath of fresh air here. Breath of fresh air, you say? We typically only make the particular remedy available to those who've accepted the light of sanctism. But let it be known that we practice generosity. By special exception for an Elda, you may demonstrate your sincerity by purchasing it for 500 For an Elder, you're raising the price of his tribe? Surely you would not expect your vulgar tribe to stand as equals among the blessed. Our teachings forbid it. Thus, I ask you to demonstrate your sincerity. Bear in mind that even sell, that is, give them to you, is taboo. I'd appreciate a show of gratitude more than words of protest.
How may I
Gallica
share
says,
God's blessing?
silent. Now, how
Let
may
us
I
share
assist?
our faith.
Saying you may be an Elder, but it seems you understand something of sanctism. You carry armaments with hidden potential. I can even purify them for you. I gained the Sanctor's trust with my wisdom, and now I can get my armaments purified at the church. Certain equipment can be taken to a church and purified, after which it's born anew with enhanced capabilities and new effects. You can unlock the purify function by raising the wisdom royal virtue. Equipment that can be purified will be noted in the item description. So the breath of fresh air is a key item I buy at the bottom. I can also buy any number of these status element curing items, which I'm going to do, because it's always good to have like 4 or 5 of them on your person, especially when you're going to be going into a dungeon. And then they have the Balms of Life, which gives full recovery, but they're like 5,000 each. I can now talk to the merchant lady again, because I needed level 2 wisdom, so I'll skate my sword all the way over to her. Talk to her now.
Back again.
What is this? Come to ask about the job. The lady owns the igniter shop, right? I bet the pay would be decent. Might be worth taking the job if it's something too crazy, Gallica. So they at least describe the job. I put my overflowing wisdom on display. I'll be able to stand my ground with people as powerful as this woman. Exclamation point over her head.
Yes.
Well, I suppose you really are more than you seem. I certainly can't imagine Prius would have worked with any normal child. Glad to hear it. Now I'd like to see what you're made of.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Brigitte. I run this shop and manage trade of magic igniters. This is your first time in Grand Trad, you mentioned. Then, what do you think of magic igniters?
Alright. I can say they're unnecessary, they make things easier, I don't know. I'll say they make things
I
easier.
suppose they make some things easier.
Aha! Situationally easier, but not broadly useful, eh? You have a good grasp of it then. Alright, next. Are you good at keeping secrets?
She has like a very serious piercing gaze here. I'll say I think I
I
am.
like to think I am.
Fair enough. Frankly, I trust that answer more than I would a direct insistence. Then, I have one last question. Do you believe in God?
I'll say everyone's faith is
Not
their
the one
own.
everyone else does. I have my own beliefs.
In other words, not the God of Sanctism. Well, that's enough for me.
Question mark above our protagonist's head.
Yes. I think there's potential in you. I'd like to ask you to handle an extermination mission. You're fit for the task. The fact is, Our trade route for Ignitus has been, shall we say, compromised. A local monster's apparently made the place its feeding grounds. Evidence suggests its actual nest is near the place I personally checked out. I want you to go there, find it, and exterminate it.
Wait, hold on just a moment. You're asking us to handle something so important? Is that even okay?
I'm asking you precisely because it's so important. There are reasons I'd rather not bring this to the guard. I usually prefer discretion with these sorts of things anyway. Especially with groups like them. But if Grius trusts you, then I certainly can.
How are you connected with Grius?
I hardly think that bears discussion right now.
What do you think? It does seem like she could use the help, but...
You will be compensated, of course, and generously. There's also the option of discounts on my stock, if that appeals. Additionally, rumor has it there's even treasure to be found at the monster nest. I'd say the potential rewards are a fair match for the risk.
It's a strange request, but someone connected with Grius. It doesn't seem like a bad deal between the compensation and treasure.
I hope you've no objections to the job.
I'm gonna say all right.
Understood.
Thank you. You're bound for Belega Corridor. It's only a short distance away from here.
This one's
Mission
important.
start. A bullish embargo. No, it's a 2.5 difficulty. So that means it's a little bit more the monsters there will be a little bit stronger than the monsters in the actual story dungeon. I get courage, a pious igniter, and 7,500 money. Reeve, I need to slay the Guptaros in Belega Corridor. The informant in Grand Trad, who's usually at the Hushed Honeybee Inn on Sunshade Row, should have more details. And then the map zooms out.
It's here.
And then there's like a path
Just
here.
think of the goodies that might be hiding inside.
And it looks like it's some sort of,
This place.
Belega Quarter, a derelict mansion which once belonged to a prosperous noble family who rivaled even the royal monarch. So it's there. I don't have a camp in
And
between,
right
so it's a
there's
place
a
I can
lab.
get to, get
Here's
there
where
and
we
back
are
in
now.
one day.
Here's where we are now.
So, but I'm not gonna head out there just yet because my party's probably not strong enough.
If you don't have a way there, I'll lend you my carriage. Not the kind of trip you'll want to make on foot. You can leave the city through the large gate south of the central street. Don't die out there now.
The monster at Belega Quarter, right? I bet an informant would know something about it. Hunting outside the city is a good idea, but don't forget our mission is in the Grand Cathedral. To get there, you can exit from the large south gate or speak with me and I'll call the carriage. I'm gonna go to the... So what the informants do is you can buy information from them that will either give you information on the weaknesses of enemies, bosses. Sometimes you'll have to buy something. Man in pain. Do you hear that? It sounded like a cry of pain somewhere nearby.
All right then.
Or, you know, you'll have to buy something from a merchant,
Right.
and if the merchant doesn't trust you, which happens sometimes, you'll have to, like, pay an informant to talk to them for you. And all it really means is that you just pay them some money, and then the merchant's unlocked. Because there's, like, the regular stores, but there's also, like, the markets outside the cathedral. And those merchants sell specialty items that you use for cooking or for quests. I'm gonna talk to the Mustari guy. So I'm gonna say, is that the breath of fresh air? I'll say, of course.
Thank you so very much.
Oh, praise be, I'll give you the deepest of thanks. With this, my daughter can be cured. I apologize for having so little faith in you. People have been quite anxious since the incident at the Grand Cathedral, so prices on everything have increased. On top of that, the discrimination against the Mustari and other minor tribes is really worsened. Hardly any shop will serve. But I digress. Allow me to return to
Hey,
favor.
no.
Hardly seems worthy of praise to do something so simple as purchase medicine. It's wrong that this problem exists with the country in the first
You there?
place. What did you... What you did means the world to me. Thank you truly for saving my daughter's life. Please, you must take this in token of my gratitude.
Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished. Pagan's Dilemma. So the Mustari have a different religion than most of the other tribes, so the Sanctus Church persecutes them. We delivered the breath of fresh air to the Mustari man whose daughter needed it. Thanked me and gave me a reward. I got a rusted accessory and some talent.
All right.
I got 4 points of talent. Let's see, does that... Does not level me up. Alright. The accessory, I'm sorry, what does that do? I'm so rusty I can't tell what it is. I've heard you can get it appraised in a shop. Any room will do, I'm afraid. I don't know more about it. None of these places will...
No way.
For crying out loud, they won't even let you shop. Thank you, though. We should get this looked at.
Bye-bye now.
Excuse me, but I must now administer the medicine to my daughter. Thank you again, and may our divine relic bless this kind young man. Oh, right, I was gonna read some of the memorandum. Oh, wait, I clicked the wrong button. Through the traveler's voices, so I hit the middle button on the controller, the big pad in the middle. You can see how other players spent their time. It might serve as a good reference if you're curious. So I had 38% went into the dungeon, 28% spent time with supporters, 34% spent time in town, and then 0% did the other thing, which we haven't unlocked. Unlocked yet, excuse me.
You'll be a lifesaver.
All right, then.
Oh, right.
You're
Okay.
not getting off the hook
So
for
the
that.
memorandum will tell us about all sorts of different things. So, like, and you actually have pictures that go along with it. So I'm going to show the pictures of different tribes here that we've got information on. So the first is the Elda tribe. The 9th tribe, distinct from the commonly known 8 tribes. They are condemned by the Sanctus Church for inheriting a dangerous magic heretical to the teachings of the Church. Their population is so small that to even see one in public is rare, and they face greater discrimination than any tribe. In fact, many outside the main cities don't even believe they exist. Oh, oops. Each of the 8 tribes possesses unique physical traits, making them recognizable as a clans, such as the Clomar's horns or the Brissant's long ears. The Elder tribe, however, bears no distinguishing feature, and thus are regarded as inferior beings. Clomar tribe. The Clomar tribe composes the largest population in all the allied kingdoms. Their most distinctive feature are the horns, which grow on both sides of their head. Clomars have a broad diversity of facial and body types, which essentially made them average. The Ukrainian royal family are Clomar, and members of this tribe hold a majority of the important positions within the government, leading many Clomars to internalize the belief that they are the kingdom's most preeminent tribe. Oh, I keep looking. Clomars value freedom and dislike illogical restraint. They enjoy cultivating discussion, but do not always consider the situations or appropriateness of doing so, which occasionally leads to conflict. However, some studies suggest that this disposition is what drives them to seek government positions and other important offices. The Rusant tribe. One of the most populous tribes of the United Kingdom, second only to the Clomar. Long pointed ears are their most distinguishing feature. They often boast excellent physiques, which gives them superior martial prowess. Rusant women are stronger than most men of other tribes. Many inevitably work in the military and often hold key offices there. They are considered as influential as Clomar, and the 2 tribes are sometimes called the prevailing tribes. Many Rusant pride themselves on outperforming others in strength. While this can be perceived as a self-disciplined competitiveness, on the flip side, there are many with belligerent temperament obsessed with proving superiority in any situation. I think it's kind of interesting that the Elven tribe, like the elf-adjacent tribe in this game, is like the physical tribe, because in so many fantasy worlds, the elves are like always the magical tribe. The Parapus tribe. A tribe recognizable by bestial ears and tail, there are many variations in their hair and skin colors, including cold-colored skin not seen in other tribes. They are physically adept and often honest with their emotions, giving them a reputation for hedonism, better or worse. They are drawn to parties and festivities, and while this happy-go-lucky charm is often to their credit, it can also be seen as recklessness. Due to this stereotype, they are looked down upon by other tribes, which prevents them from securing a foothold in politics despite being nearly as populous as the Rusat and Clamar. The discrimination against them is especially obvious in large cities. The Rogue Tribe. A tribe whose members have longer lifespans, some living more than twice as long as the average of the other tribes. They age at the same pace until adolescence, spending the remainder of their lives in middle and old age. Perhaps as a result, the Rogue Tribe conjures images of their elderly in many minds. In a seniority-based society, Rogue often hold the highest positions due to their longevity. They place great value in eventually passing down their knowledge and purpose, so much so that they're known to remember favors as well as hold grudges for 3 generations. Grius was a rogue. Brigitte is also a rogue tribe. Though many rogue have unique markings on their face, they are not born with them. They are in the form of traditional makeup. Mustari tribe. A tribe recognizable by a third eye. They don masks and wear culturally significant attire, which among many of the other tribes find unsettling. Though their population isn't necessarily low in number, the Mustari are hard to come by, as most live in the Virga Island archipelago, which is the southern islands south of the mainland. As they believe in a unique faith, they are often targets of persecution outside of the islands, denounced as pagans. The eye on their forehead is often called their third eye, capable of perceiving magla, which is invisible to the naked eyes of most tribes. However clearly they can see the magla depends on the individual. For some it is vague, while others can see it more clearly than fairies, perceiving even the magla's quality and density. So do I have any of the other ones? Alright, we've got the prince, and it says that he's the son and heir of the throne, and it's his face with the vines around it. His body was interrupted several years later when he and his closest aides suddenly vanished without a trace. We've got Gallica. Another thing about Gallica. Stroll. And then another thing so we've got a picture of Stroll and then on Stroll, so it's just like another thing. Hulkenberg. Grius. You know, this is just backstory lore that we know because we've seen it. Hithlodius V, but it's a picture of his rock face. Forden is the head of the church. Aestivium Forden, the 78th Sanctifest of the Sanctus Church, the state religion of the unified kingdom. He holds the highest authority within Sanctism, and as such, is the leader of the crown theocracy. Despite hailing from the rogue tribe rather than the more common Clamar or Rusat, he enjoys a broad base of support. In the turmoil that following the sudden death of the previous king, many view him as something of an interim king, given his position as the leader of the moderate faction. Louise Gleaburn, a Clamar royal officer of great renown, managed to become a nobility at an exceptionally young age. He possesses extraordinary skills, both as both a warrior and an archmage, but even more highly regarded are his capabilities as a military strategist, for which his superior insight and grasp of psychology set him apart. His faculties as a young soldier were so shrewd that his own allies came to grow weary from calling him a monster in the making. He prizes rationality above all else, strictly adhering to the policy of appointing officers by their capabilities alone, without regard for any tribe or origin. As a result, senior officials accuse him of trying to undermine tradition. However, he now wields influence far beyond a typical officer, and many believe he will be the youngest person ever to be appointed the Army's highest ranking general. And we've got this necromancer dude. We'll learn more about him as we go through the thing. Captain Klinger, Moore, Plateau, Maria, Fabienne, Brigitte, then we've got some of these other slave classes. I don't even know the culture. We've got the fantasy novel, the church. These are explanations of different things we've seen: nature, dragons, humans, Magla Hollow. We've got descriptions of all these different things, like the royal magic. A powerful magic passed down through a generation of Ukrainian kings, invoked through a unique magic igniter called the Royal Scepter. It has tremendous power that can bring about anything the king desires. There are several records of its use in the long history of the kingdom. but for revolutionary or oppressive aims. But each is described as a cataclysmic disaster. It continues to represent strong deterrent for the royal family, power for the royal family in the kingdom. We've got the royal magic of the previous king, resonant vessels. We've got all these other things like academia, the prince's curse, farsight near the face rock, music and magic. We've got history of these different areas. All this is stuff that we've pretty much gone over in the story already, but these are just like more information if you want it. When we get the pages on the other tribes, I'll read those describing them as well. Like the Nydia tribe is one we've mentioned, and then the Ishkia tribe also. We haven't met our main characters from those tribes just yet.
All right then.
So.
All right then.
Oh, I need to go to the Hushed Honeybee and buy the information. That's right.
But you're not getting off the hook for that.
You'll get a life.
What's
I
happened?
don't think this video will be as long as the last one. The last one wound up being 2 hours, but it covered a lot of really critical opening stuff. Oh, there should be a guy I can talk to.
Please, just if you can help. What in the blazes?
Why?
Now what am I to do?
Anyway, Valiant at the Grand Cathedral getting all the oh, he said he can't travel outside the city. Sorry, I clicked over that. The bandits are free to roughshod around the wasteland. Anyone who walks out there is easy prey.
Maria.
I'm just please. If you can help us.
There's supposed to be a guy I can buy information from.
That reminds me.
Please.
I can't find this dude I'm supposed to buy from.
What?
Alright.
If you can help.
This is the kitchen. Oh, this is interesting. Alright, well. I might just explore some of the dungeon. You know, I think I'm gonna do that. So we'll talk to Hulkenberg. I apologize for making you shoulder the burden of captaincy. We cannot leave the Grand Cathedral in its current state. Shall we be off to it then? Let's go to the Grand Cathedral. Well said, Captain. To the fray then.
Hey!
Oh, before I forget, here's this Eradny's thread for you. If you ever need to return to the entrance in a flash, this is a must-have. You never know when you'll find yourself in a tight spot, so don't go exploring without one. You can pick them up at general stores. Alright, we're gonna actually talk to more here.
Where was I?
Because at the entrance to any dungeon, you'll be able to go into academia. Because I'm gonna try to see if I can get Hulkenberg's attack back.
Look at this.
I sense the power of a new archetype. Do come and speak to me should you wish to study it. Okay, so I'm gonna talk to him. Oh, and I can take quests from him too. Thank you for coming. You seem to be walking your own path as I expected of you.
Well,
Splendid. I realize this is sudden, but there's something I wanted to ask of you regarding your power that you are all gifted with. About the archetypes, I have a task I'd like you to undertake.
What?
What do you mean by task? Gallica
All right.
says. To stand fearless in the face of change, that may not only alter your form, but reveal the heroic qualities of your body. That indeed is the truth of the archetype. The heroes of our kingdom's history all showed glimpses of such power, though not to the extent you have, yet now their tales are largely forgotten, fables and obscure.
That means...
A hero standing alone is no hero at all, but a simple dissenter. Without the support of others, their ideals are soon buried beneath history's weight. Their lives go unnoticed. The same holds true for archetypes. An archetype will only reach their ultimate power when so unite many heroic embodiments. If you can achieve this, my dream shall too be fulfilled. In this way, I am sure we can take the first step towards the ideal world I described in my novel.
Because you see,
Researching this power is vital for me. For our first task, I'd like you to cultivate the heroic embodiment of a human. I'm certain this task will be a fruitful opportunity for you to hone what draws others to you. That is to say, your outwardly royal virtue.
This one's important.
To nurture strength, I'll need to Luis the Archmage. I should raise the healer archetype to rank 10. This can be completed by anyone. I get 3 heroes incense, and it increases my imagination.
Please.
You need but complete your task and speak to me. That act alone will grant me boundless understanding, so I'll say leave it to you.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming so quickly to your decision.
Yes, that's right.
A confrontation with your nemesis is inevitable, is it not? For all your plans and devices, one day you'll have to fight Count Luis.
But for that...
To that end, you must seek to awaken new and stronger archetypes, and research the way their powers complement each other. Chance encounters often spur a hero to grow, and indeed change the very world around them. As we share a fantasy of ideals, surely I too will share in this growth.
This research.
And when that happens, my memories may gradually return. The king's seal upon them may fade. Such as where this place is, and why the king can find me here. Though through research you gain more power, and I regain my memories, and ultimately we reach the utopia I dream of, a mutually beneficial agreement. Already your efforts have done much for my research, and now there is far more I can do for you.
How delightful.
If an archetype has learned a skill, I can make it inheritable. This is what I was looking for by other archetypes. I can show you whenever you like. In this way, your encounters with others will become a source of even greatness.
Regards.
Let us face these hardships together. I have high hopes for your future endeavors. Alright.
I've been waiting.
Skill inheritance is now available. You can now spend magla to unlock previously learned skills and give them to other archetypes. You can individually set the skills each archetype inherits. Alright, so I'm going to study an archetype with Hulkenberg. I'm going to have her study the mage, which is up here in the top right corner on one of the arms.
I see. Fascinating.
This is the mage, the archetype you sense from Gallica's
This right here.
It is the heroic embodiment that is that of a good teacher who manipulates the force of magic and performs miracles in the name of the one.
All right.
450 magla is required, so I'm going to say yes.
I'm counting on you.
It's cut off a little bit, okay. Yes, I will entrust Hulkenberg with...
Of course.
Then hear us, O valiant heart. Be shared the resolve, honored, and creed for his people. So we see Hulkenberg, and we see the heart thing, and then she transforms into the mage, which is like a skeletal-looking guy with huge red pauldrons and like a red pointy hat, and the pauldrons have like a cloak coming off of it, and he has a staff, and she has a staff. Her arms are really bony. O worthy heart, who tempers thy anxiety into strength, if thou art prepared to pursue knowledge that surpasses the natural logic of the world, I shall bestow upon thee our soul, the soul of the mage. So this is the mage's power. I can feel my mind resonating with the essence of magic. All in the name of His Highness the Prince, I shall wield this power to its fullest. The mage archetype is awakened. You can now change archetypes from the main menu.
I've acquired a new power.
So I'm not actually going to change her because I should be able to do this. So I have items. I'm gonna see if I can level her. So I'm giving these items. I really only want to level her up enough to unlock all 3 spells.
A new means of protection.
So she's got Bot, Blitz, and Candy, which are the level 1 fire, ice, and lightning spells. And now what I can do is I can talk to Morrigan.
Please, do make yourselves comfortable.
And I can go to Inherit Skill, I can go to Hulkenberg, and then I select Knight. And she's only got 1 slot as of now. So, I'm gonna inherit all 3.
I've been saving this.
All right.
I shall show you.
All right.
And I'm gonna inherit all 3.
I shall show you.
this means I can now rotate them out.
Hey.
Yes.
In the 785 years Ukrainians occurred, there's only been a few instances where the king has invoked the royal magic. A strong desire of some sort surely spurred his decision. I believe there are still secrets to be found, a reason that this script exists, and for the name
Grant
drawing
me a
at the
moment.
end. What a strange feeling I'm getting. Now I consider it again, it feels as if I've seen this somewhere before. Why would I feel this way? It's certainly not language use anyway.
Got a moment?
So he was reading a scroll about the ancient
adieu.
magic that was in an ancient language. Should you learn anything new, I would appreciate it very much if you share it with me. Now please examine the scroll whenever you learn new things. So I'm gonna leave now.
You'll come again.
What now?
Save here. Come on. We're gonna go down here
Got it.
and
What do you
we're
think?
gonna meet a new character here.
Let us hurry.
And then after we do this stuff with this new character, that'll be it for this video. Stealth signs of Magla for out, but at least their attempt to ambush us failed.
Hey.
Al says, we don't have time for feeling sorry. We've got to take the opportunity to do what we can. And to make sure that Grius' death wasn't
Yes.
in vain.
We're
I know,
off.
let's proceed, Hulkenberg says. So we're going back through the mausoleum again. And it's all locked. The doors into the interior of the mausoleum are locked, so we
What?
can't really go into them. We just, okay. And we see... There's a Parapus lady here. Parapus woman. Ow, oh, sheesh. Oh,
Did someone get here before us? Of all the places.
You lot thought it was safe to come this way. This really isn't the time to pay your respects.
alright, so she's got short pink hair, and she's got, like, long fox ears that go straight up. She's got, like, a silver breastplate that just covers her top. Her stomach's exposed. She's got white skin. She's got like brown short shorts. She's got gloves with like spikes on them and like a red cloak.
No easy way to say it, but this place, I don't know, it ain't right. There's dead folk shambling about. And that's after I clean house.
And she's got like a metal like shield on her forehead, like a little visor kind of thing.
Don't
And
say
then
I
she's
didn't
got,
warn you,
like-
eh? I'm off then.
She's got like pink leggings
Wait,
and
is it your intention
uh,
to enter the Grand Cathedral?
brown boots that match her boots, and then her tail is pink just like her hair.
How do you know it connects down here?
Because we're the ones who cleared the path. But I assume we'll meet more resistance inside. I beg your pardon, but are you not injured? Shouldn't you consider turning back?
She's all beat up too. You can see like bruises and stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry, boss. Did I need your permission? I've got my own reasons.
I'll say at least stop and treat her.
At the very least, you need to stop and get those wounds treated.
I can't do that. My friend's trapped in there. And the soldier that went in to rescue her hasn't come back. I can't just sit and do nothing.
I'll say, should we go in your shed?
Can we find your friend for you?
Hey, wait. Before you go making promises like that.
No. Now that we know about this, we must act to save these people.
What's your game exactly?
We simply won't stand by and let someone in your condition walk into peril.
I don't believe you. You're hiding
She's
something.
got like a,
Some other reason
eyes
you're
are-
willing to help a Parapus.
she's like glaring at Stroll here, who's a Clamar at the top of the social chain, right? And she's got kind of like a, you know, look on her face like, I don't believe you, right? That's
Believe
she
what you
just
like,
said.
but we're going to the top of the cathedral regardless. Is it not the wiser course to let us do as we've promised than to risk your life charging ahead?
Fine. Even I can see sense in that. My friend's a Parapus girl, about my age, with a yellow flower pin in her black hair. You'll know her when you see her. If you bring her back safe, I'll repay you. I swear.
This one's important.
Friend in need. A Parapus woman wants me to find her friend who was left behind in Regulus Grand Cathedral. 5,000. No deadline.
Oh, come on.
Too nice, you know that, but I'm worried. I hope we find her fast. We're gonna do this quest here. So we head up these steps, which takes us into the Grand Cathedral. Oh, we gotta take out these dogs first.
Amazing! Great moves back there.
This is a fairly lengthy dungeon, too.
All right.
Getting in was easier than I thought it'd be. Doesn't look like there's anyone patrolling the area. How strange, Hulkenberg says. I expected less resistance this way, but not this. Have they not enough soldiers?
Oh well.
In any case, it works out better for us. Capturing that necromancer isn't our only goal anymore. Yeah, we need to save the hostages while the security still lags. Let's check it out while we're inside. Alright, so we've got a Magla Hollow here so we can save, which is good. Because this way, if we come back later and if we've gone halfway up the thing the first time, we can quickly go up. It's as I thought, the Magla here is thinner, it's the perfect place to rest. So basically, this room's a lot nicer than the Magla Hollow in the mine, and we've got a table that has, looks like 6 chairs around it. Then we shall establish this place as a stopping point. I think it's wise, considering how vast the Grand Cathedral is. You're right, I've memorized the route here. I can guide us safely from the entrance and back. I'm glad we were able to return the entrance safely. Best to head back to town and resupply, rather than continue on having exhausted our resources and such. Traveling between Magla Hollows. Gallica can transport you from one Magla Hollow to another. You can even go back and forth between the dungeon's entrance and a Magla Hollow. If your party's feeling spent, sometimes it's necessary to stop and return to town and refresh yourselves. Take advantage of Magla Hollows to explore dungeons efficiently.
Then...
let's take a break then, alright. So I'm gonna make a record.
Let's go. Come say hello.
Alright, so we've got the wolves, 4 wolves, but these ones are higher level.
Vitus power. Win! Let's keep this up.
Extracted.
2 remaining.
Only 2 enemies left.
Justice
Stay
prevails.
sharp.
Oh, mystic fire! Almost decided.
I will fight come forth, royal soul.
So, and the wolves are weak to fire, so I was able to get another action.
That's the last of them. The way's clear.
And the unscathed prime stone is good because it gives us
I shall rise to the occasion.
the bonus and the rewards.
Impressive as ever.
Let's push through.
Exemplary.
So now we're back into the main cathedral area that has all the rubble in it. This is like on the first floor. Well, we're on the second level of like the main entryway area. You're late, guard soldier. You were supposed to be here ages ago. These are some of Luis's soldiers, the ones that are wearing all white.
The thing is,
what was I supposed to do about it? I can't use the lift. I had to take those bloody endless stairs to get here. Just keep an eye on that locked up in the spare room upstairs. The key's on the desk I mentioned.
that reminds me.
Yeah, I heard you already. What was the point of taking hostages anyway?
Leave me be.
They're obviously to stop the state army from coming in. No, use your head. Now hurry up and switch with me. Start slacking off and the white clads will probably know it.
Absurd.
They're no friends of ours. Must be nice to be so superior because you get a white cape. These guys have green capes. I assume that Luis's private army. They lack discipline, though. I imagine the guard was hastily thrown together. They had colored uniforms, but they mentioned white ones. What's that about? Think of the rank of a soldier in Louis's private army is signified by the color of the uniform. The white uniforms being the color. Those with uniforms bearing colors are common soldiers. His elite and pure white uniforms thus are called white clads. Oh, the guard's leaving. Wouldn't it be a good opportunity to help the hostages? A good point. I'm not seeing many guards around. We've just got the army dogs to deal with it. We'll be able to manage.
All right.
Then let's save the hostages while
Let's
we got
hurry.
a chance.
Hey, great job!
We've got the guards at a table. He's asleep.
What?
Eesh.
So, you know, he said, and we got loot chamber side room
Nice.
key. Looks like the key to the room. We should be able to help the
Let's go.
hostages now. We got a chest over here we'll grab first, though. This is like an area that's in the room we want to go to eventually. But this part's blocked off by some rubble, so we wouldn't be able to come over here if we came back later through the regular way. So now we're gonna head back up because we ran right past the door that we need to unlock. We came down these steps. Seems as though it's locked. Let's go, please. We have families.
Please.
At least let the injured go. We're here to help.
Yeah.
We brought the key. We'll get you all out of here, Stroll says.
Onwards.
We're going to open it now. Stay away from the door. So we've got some people of different tribes. Thank you so much. I was sure my number was up there. These are the hostages. They're all in fairly nice clothes. No, we were too late for some. If we only had done something more. Still, it is good that some yet live. Is there any other hostages here? I don't know. I was hearing squeaks from all around when it first began, but
terrible.
now this is awful. None of those people were even armed.
Let's hurry.
Right now, we need to focus on the survivors. Right, make ready to leave, and we'll escort you to the exit.
Now then.
The others have all escaped to safety. You're the last of them. Thank you for everything. We are in your debt.
Hey,
Oh, would you know anything about a parapus girl here? She'd have black hair, but you know she wears a yellow flower hair clip. A parapus girl is something, but I think I saw her among the casualties. Yep, and there she is. Does that
Damn
mean?
it.
Damn it. If you knew her, please see that she's returned to the family for a proper burial. She was rallying behind the wounded until the last. Of course we'll do that. Stroll and I will see the man to safety. As we do, we do not tend to the poor parapus girl. Tis a burden I am loath to place him alone, but
look at her ears.
look at her ears.
She's a parapus.
Hey, wait.
Here comes our pink-haired parapus friend.
Sorry I'm late.
She cradled her friend in their arms, whispering the words, "I'm sorry," over and over.
Thanks. Guess I ought to come clean. I tried, I really did. I couldn't just stand around. And you lot cleared the path so well besides. So, this is all I have right now, but...
She gives us the money.
Give me a little time, would ya? I've got a bounty I'm after that'll be paying big.
I'll say a bounty?
You collect bounties.
What? You joking? You only helped me because you recognized me, yeah?
You surprised?
You really don't know? I'm Catherina, the bounty hunter. And you just helped a parapus without expecting anything in return? Doesn't that just take the cake?
She's got like the suspicious look on her face again. I'll say, why are you surprised?
Why are you so surprised?
You're asking me why? Now I know you're daft.
She's got one eye closed. That look.
I'll tell you though, I gave her that
Now
hair
a
flip.
sad look.
Gift to say congrats for getting hired under some rich baron. Things went belly up and she got that baron to safety, but didn't make it out herself. And when he heard the news, do you know what he did? He laughed. Said even a parapus could be useful once in a while.
say that's horrible.
That's horrible.
Isn't it? Oh, I thought so too. A world like that? I'd tear it down with my own 2 hands if I could. People are suffering. And all these bastards can do is shrug and carry on.
Say I feel the same.
I couldn't have said it better.
Right. I can see as much in your eyes. Matter of fact, I see a lot in your eyes. You're cutting a path, and it's no small prize you're after. I don't know if we'll cross paths like this again, but if you're ever in trouble, I'll be there. That's a promise.
Shake hands. I can sense Catherina's righteous spirit and faith in me.
The loyal hunter, Catherina. Within her dwells the virtue of the brawler. Nurture thy bond with her, and a new power yet slumbering within thee may awaken.
New bond.
Here we go then.
Brawler
Let's see
archetype.
which of us changes the world first.
Party can now study the Brawler. Brawler is more along like the thigh, kind of top of the leg, bottom of the towards chest area. I can sense the heroic embodiment of the Brawler from Catherina. You can now study the Brawler in academia. Try seeing what new powers await you.
Now, I'm gonna take this poor girl home. Catch you later. If we can both stay alive that long.
Got it.
That should make the last of the hostages. I don't think we have anything to do on this floor.
Pushing forward.
Let's continue on then. The necromancer we're
Stay
after is on the top floor.
We found something.
Oh, and we've got Plateau. The cat is here. Knuckles used by a saint to fight back against darkness. Could be purified in a church. Alright, so we're gonna save here and that'll be it. It looks like the Mirage of the cat from Academia. What is he doing?
Isn't that...
No, Moore did mention the cat would help us on our journey. I think he wants to pet it. He's on... By petting the Mirage of Moore's pet cat, you can save your progress in dungeons like you would at a Magma Hollow. You can also prepare yourself in Academia or return to the dungeon at entrance if you spot him. If you spot him, try petting him.
What do you think?
I'm gonna record my journey here. Alright, thank you so much. We will come back in the next video and try to finish the whole dungeon. So thank you so much for joining us. As always, we will be back with more Metaphor Refantazio as we fight our way through the Cathedral, and then we go out questing in Grand Trad and beyond after we're done with the main dungeon. So please look forward to that, and we will see you all in the future. So have a great rest of your day, and we hope to see you soon. Thank you so much.